This is exactly what you're gonna do on weekends or days where you're off plan or traveling to make sure that you don't detrimentally screw up your weight loss journey and get stuck in this cycle of doing good for 5 days and throwing yourself off and setting yourself back so you can't see weight loss progress. So the number one thing you wanna do is plan ahead. And by this, I mean, if you know you're going out somewhere certain for dinner or you know that there's gonna be certain foods at a certain event, plan those foods out and pre-log them into your day. So if I have a dinner that night and I know I'm going out to a certain place, like a couple nights ago, for example, I had plans to go to a pizza restaurant with my friends. I know that I want pizza and drinks there. So exactly what I did is look up the calories on the menu for the exact pizza that I wanted, calculate how many calories I was going to spend on pizza, looked up the drink I want, calculated the calories for that, and pre-logged it into my day ahead of time before I ate anything that day. For this particular instance, this ended up being around like 800 calories for what I wanted to spend on pizza and drinks. So I knew I could get what I wanted to eat when I was there and wouldn't have to hold myself back and be miserable. So when I logged that 800 calories, I knew for my particular calories that I had for that day, I had 700 left. So where on a regular day, I might have woke up and had like my protein oatmeal and spent like 400 calories on that for breakfast. I did my protein French toast that only takes like 250 calories, which left me about 450 for lunch. So I decided to have a lower calorie salad that only took like 200 calories. And then that still gave me about 200 calories of wiggle room. And I was able to have like my ice cream bar dessert that night too, that I normally have whenever I'm on plan and have room for that. Calorie deficit is all about budgeting, and pre-planning ahead of events like that is so key. So you give yourself the ability to be able to eat the things that you want when you're around the people that you love and want to make memories and all of that. The second thing I do whenever I'm balancing that budget and I'm using lower calories for like my first 2 meals that day is have a really high protein meals so that they fill me up more. Having a high protein meal for breakfast kept me full until lunch, and then I was able to choose a really low calorie lunch, and I made a big bulk of a plate so that it held me over from like 2 p.m. to 7 whenever we were going out that night. You easily could have chose something that maybe fits into the calories but that doesn't keep you full. So then whenever you're in those windows of, okay, I haven't eaten in 4 hours and you're waiting for dinner, you can get really hungry, and that makes it harder to stay in your deficit as well. So choosing higher protein meals for those two to make sure that you stay full is so key. On a normal lunch where I wasn't so restricted, to make sure that I stayed within those certain calories and I maybe could fill snacks around it, I don't worry so much about, okay, is this going to keep me full for hours? Because I know I have extra calories left that I can fit in some snacks or something if I wanted to. But on this particular day, I know that, okay, I need to keep these 2 meals within a certain allotted amount of calories, so I have enough to enjoy the dinner that I had planned ahead. I do this literally every single weekend. I did it twice this weekend. The calorie deficit is just like a budget, and if you think about it like that, it gets a lot easier. And not setting yourself up for failure is so important for being able to stay consistent long term on a weight loss journey. If you need extra support and guidance, you know I got a link in my bio where you can go check out coaching options for nutrition and exercise so you can hit your weight loss goals for real this time. Hope this helps.